Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
Silly rabbit tricks are for kids.
Silly rabbit tricks are for kids.
Silly rabbit tricks are for kids.
Okay, so we're going to be cooking a dish called Silly Rabbit. It is a type of dump cake. The ingredients for Silly Rabbit are very simple. They include 1 can of mandarin oranges, 1 can of cut pineapple. You can also substitute crushed pineapple. 1 can of a citrus type soda pop. In this video, I use 7-Up. Also 1 box of a lemon cake mix. These ingredients are also very customizable. You don't necessarily need to have a specific size of can, a specific brand. You can also add some other things as you like. For the preparation in the next few slides, you will see us do, just as the name suggests, dumping the cans of the pineapples and oranges with the juice into the bottom of the Dutch oven. You'll also pour the cake mix into a Ziploc baggie and combine with the can of soda pop. You'll mix well. Pour this cake mixture on top of the pineapple and oranges. If you don't want this as wet, you can also dump only just the fruit from the pineapples and oranges into the bottom of the Dutch oven, and then instead of using soda pop, just use the juice from the cans within the cake batter mixture. Also, I like using a Dutch oven liner for some of the wetter stuff that makes cleanup much, much easier. The first thing that Will is going to do over here is he is going to basically take the PAM and spray the liner. Next, he is going to take the can opener and open the can.
The oranges or the peaches first?
It don't matter, and that's not peaches.
Orange. I said. Oh.
Next, will dump the can of oranges into the pan, juice and all. Next, he will open up the pineapple and dump that in with it. Next, Will is going to stir the two together. Next up, Will is going to take the lemon cake mix and put it into a Ziploc baggie. Be careful that you don't get the cake mix inside the zipper part. Okay, so now we are going to take the baggie and take a can of pop, and we're going to dump the pop into the bag with the cake mix. And as our good old buddy Justin Wilson always said, a little for the pot and a little for me. We have now sealed the Ziploc bag, and Will is going to mix it up. Make sure that the Ziploc bag does not come undone. When you get it all properly mixed and no more lumps, pour it gently, very gently, in the center of the pan. Kind of spread it out as you go. Closer, please. You got to cover that whole thing, so don't just dump a whole lot in one spot. Okay, so we've got our batter on there. It is a fairly thin layer, but the cake completely covers the fruit that is on the very bottom. One of the easiest ways of determining the temperature of your Dutch oven is just by a thermometer. One of the temperature guns is the most efficient way to be positive what your temperature is. You can also go through a math calculation if you use some of the pre-bought charcoal. Usually you take the diameter of your Dutch oven. In my case, I have a lot of 12-inch Dutch ovens. You add 2 to that number for the top and 2 for the bottom. That would wind up being 14 on top and 10 on the bottom. Cookie on the Chuck Wagon didn't really have fancy thermometers or having a way of buying pre-bought charcoal or even have the time to go through math equations. Just keep practicing and you will learn when things will look and feel right. Rotating the Dutch oven is one of the ways to keep the heat even. If things are too hot in one place, you want to remove the coals, and if you need more heat, you just add the coals. Also, usually you want to preheat your Dutch ovens to a certain point. There's also the hand test. You place your hand just above where you want to measure the temperature and see how long you can keep it there. Start with 550 and count the seconds backwards. 550, 500, 450, 400, 350, 300. Okay, every 15 minutes we need to rotate both the lid and the pot itself. Okay, so we're going to open this up and take a look at it and see kind of where we're at. And looks like we're getting a pretty brown. Are you in? Can you zoom in close to this? You can tell our cake is cooking pretty good around the edges. You can see a little bit of juice that's coming up from the bottom that says it's getting cooked on the bottom as well. So it looks like it's doing pretty good. We're still going to keep this on a little bit, but I am going to rotate it a little bit more. And take a look here. I'm going to take it a little bit off the heat. Okay, so I'm going to kind of move this back a little bit so I can see how we're doing. All right. Looking pretty good. I am going to now test it using the toothpick method. Some of this is a little tough because we do have a lot of juices around the side. But I stick this in and pull it out. And as you can see that we still have a little bit of juice down there. Top's looking good. Around the edges we are brown, but we are looking pretty good. I do believe we need a little bit more, and I think we actually need a little bit more on top rather than on bottom. And this is what it looks like when it's complete.
Definitely hot. Mama, but hot.
That's good. This actually tastes very good.
Yeah?
Silly rabbit.
It just tastes like, you know how you grew up with something called Trix?
It's supposed to taste like Trix.
Oh. Well, it does.
It tastes like Trix and it's good.
It was good.
It is really amazing. I love Silly Rabbit.
I think it turned out pretty good.